starting to taper off through the latter half of today and drier weather settling in tonight. High temperatures are ranging from the low to mid-60s and the overnight low 40s. Dry weather in place tomorrow, the high near 70. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal?
I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
Fans are amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
It is halftime on a Tuesday. With clouds all around us across the natural state. It is great to be with you for the next couple of hours. We've got our show's kind of far-flung a little bit today. Drew's still on his, well, I wouldn't say he's on his way to Buffalo. He's there. He's in transit in some stranger's vehicle headed to some location to try to set some equipment up and get on the show with us at some point. Matty T holding down the fort. Eventually, Drew will get there. I don't know whether or not he will. It's good to be with you today. 877-377-6963. Matty, I hear too much about what should I do when I get to these cities. You know, Ty does that in Tampa. He does that in Indianapolis last year. Drew's doing that in Buffalo.
He didn't get much response either.
How about the idea of work? Why don't you just work?
Yeah, this isn't a vacation.
Yeah, just go to the arena, set up shop, stay there for a while. Teams should be practicing sometime soon. So, yeah, get out there and work a little bit, man. Why not?
At least his crying on the air last week worked out, and Tommy did decide to send him this time. And Buffalo is just like Tampa, so.
I checked out the weather for it today, and it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad in Buffalo. Might want to send him. That's why you don't have bowl games in Buffalo. It's why you don't have any big college football games in Buffalo. It's just ridiculously freezing during football season. So, yeah, it's a nice day to be over there. And if he's looking for something to do in Buffalo, get out of Buffalo. Go across the border and go check out Niagara Falls.
Go to Canada.
Yeah, go to Canada.
Get in a barrel and try to go down the falls.
I always thought I might be able to pull that off. Did you ever check out Niagara Falls? I've been there twice.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's worth. I don't know. What is it, like 45 minutes away from Buffalo? It's worth.
It's
the drive.
very close.
It would be worth the drive. And yeah, you can stand there right near where the falls begin on the Canadian side of the Niagara River, and you will see where the barrels dropped into the river. You're thinking, what is wrong with these people? Somebody actually survived that. I don't think Drew would. All right, so we're hoping Arkansas survives Vermont. It would be the other way around, I think, when it comes down to it. It would be Vermont having to survive Arkansas. Vermont is one of the sexy upset picks. We saw what Jay Billis said yesterday, and it felt to me, the only reason that he's picking Vermont is that he felt he had to pick an upset amongst a 13-4 game. And sees a team in Vermont that's been incredibly dominant of late. And I'm not saying he hasn't watched him or anything like that, but here's what I think you worry about with Vermont. One, they're not like a lot of the teams that you play around Power 5 basketball or Power 6 or 7, whichever other two leagues you want to throw into that. This team has been together for quite a while. Look at their top players. Ryan Davis, a senior. Ben Shungu is a sixth-year graduate who is from Burlington, Vermont, and is a local legend. Isaiah Powell, their third leading scorer, and top rebounder is a senior. Aaron Deloney, junior. Justin Mazzulla, fifth year. These guys have been together for 4 or 5 years. And it's very it's much different from what you see across the SEC, where if you have a team that's kept together for 2 seasons, you're basically seeing a unicorn with the transfer portal and teams, and players moving left and right and everything that goes into what college basketball is like these days. And you have to wait for a team to gel, right? It did take Arkansas a couple of months to quote-unquote gel and become the team that they look like they are right now. Vermont kind of came into the season gelling because these guys have played together for a long time. So they already have that. They've had that sense of where are my guys going to be? How do we run every play? They know exactly what they're doing to be a successful basketball team. So there's that. They work to get good shots. They shoot almost 50% from the field. 40-93 is their field goal percentage. That's 5th best in Division I basketball. So they also assist on a ton of their shots. They assist on over half of their buckets. And for comparison purposes, Arkansas assists on less than half their buckets. There's a 9 percentage point differential between those two teams. So they work to get very good shots. They don't turn the ball over very much. And here's where I think Arkansas will have an extreme advantage over Vermont. Vermont doesn't foul, but Vermont doesn't face the kind of athletes that Arkansas has on the team. You don't have to watch America East basketball on a weekly basis and know that there's nobody in that league that is as quick as J.D. Note is, that there isn't somebody in that league who has the athleticism and the instincts to cut to the rim the way that Au'Diese Toney does. And so a team that averages less than 14 fouls per game playing in the America East is not going to just foul 14 times or even around that number, because that's how Arkansas beats a lot of teams, by getting to the free throw line, by utilizing that athleticism and driving the lane and getting to the line and beating teams there. That's where the difference will come from for Arkansas versus Vermont. I'm not here to tell you Vermont's not a good basketball team. I'm not here to tell you that under certain circumstances they could pull off an upset over a Power 5 team, but I don't think it happens against the Arkansas Razorbacks, because this team can do something that Vermont is not used to playing against, which are slashing guards that can get to the rim, get to the foul line, and, oh, by the way, you do have a guy in Jalen Williams who also finds ways to get to the free throw line too. Arkansas averages 20 fouls from their opponents per game. You're going to see Vermont near that number. And that is going to be the difference. I'm not worried too much about Vermont's ability to work for good shots, because the Arkansas defense, for the most part, before their exit from the SEC tournament against A&M, has been incredibly good. So I think it'll be really difficult for Vermont to get into the 70s. And if they don't cross 70 points against Arkansas, they don't win. Razorback team has already showed they can scratch out some ugly victories here and there. So I've already given you all these reasons why I think the Razorbacks are the better team. It does come down to athleticism sometimes, and there are some good shot makers for Vermont. It is a team that can shoot the three at a pretty high rate. That's going to be their only opportunity. If they're able to find ways to get guys open long range and rain them down from outside, because they're not going to be able to score in the middle against this Arkansas team, which I think they've done on a routine basis against Maine, against Binghamton, against Maryland, Baltimore County, against Albany, against UMass Lowell, against New Jersey Institute of Technology. This is a nice basketball league they play in, but it's not the Southeastern Conference. It's not the Arkansas Razorbacks, and the Hogs are going to take them to town. 877-377-6963 if you want to get with us on halftime today. Calls and texts up until 1. We have Christina Long joining us at the bottom of this hour. Christina writing for the Southwest Times out of Fort Smith, part of the USA Today network. And she's got an interesting story, of course, too. A really good journalist, very talented, comes out of the Missouri Journalism School, but you will notice the last name that she was raised around Fayetteville, one of Jeff Long's daughters. So a pretty interesting story that she brings. But we're just going to be talking about Arkansas athletics, because that's what she's steeped in right now. Baseball, both basketball teams, and, of course, spring football is in full swing. And we want to hear from you, too, all throughout the next couple of hours. And we'll take your bets on whether or not Drew ever is able to join the show today. So let's see if that ever actually happens. Because when you're doing a radio show at an establishment, it's before noon. So let's just call it an establishment, right? When you're doing a show at an establishment, many times that establishment isn't quite sure where you're supposed to stick the Ethernet cable. Boy, that sounds suggestive, doesn't it? Isn't quite sure where to stick the Ethernet cable to get the equipment online so that you can do the show. And the last time I did something like that, I'm trying to remember, it was in Omaha at the 2019 College World Series. Oh my gosh, this was hilarious. I don't even remember the name of the place, but it was a dank, dark, bar only, no food. Maddie, was one of those places that the only food was the Chex Mix that everybody got to share together at the bar in the 5 or 6 different containers. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, they didn't have any pickled eggs or stuff like that. But it was the kind of place that would have the pickled eggs up there for all to see and kind of take bets as, would you eat that? Would you eat that? Would you eat that? No. And all sorts of games and everything. But they had no idea where the nearest Ethernet cable was. So I had to go buy one 100 feet long and string it through the pipes, because this is a basement bar that we did the show. We had to string it through the pipes, through the ceiling, all the way to the general manager. It wasn't an office. It was a broom closet that was converted into an office. And that's where the Ethernet cable could get plugged in, though it took us 35 minutes to figure it out. So you want to take some bets on this, Maddie? Do you think Drew ever gets on the show today? Because right now, I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of faith right now.
Yeah, I don't really have much faith in it either. So that's what we got coming up in front of us. And, hey, don't forget, because you only have another couple days to do it, you need to go to hitthatline.com and enter the bracket challenge from Buffalo Wild Wings, of course, Crabtree RV in Alma, and the Stadium Shop in Fayetteville. Really easy to do it. You just go to hitthatline.com, look at the top of the page, got the bracket challenge link, click it, make your selections before the games tip off on Thursday. And all throughout the tournament, you can find where you stack up with all the listeners and all the crew on ESPN Arkansas. The guys in the Morning Rush will put their picks up. We on halftime will do the same thing.
I've already done it.
You've already put your picks up?
They're up there. You can look at them.
Was it via the quarter or other sort of research?
Just kind of, I was just, either this or that, just because this one looks good. That one looks good.
And you have to pick like a 5-12, maybe 2 5-12. So, you've done this long enough, Maddie, to understand the numeration that goes into picking this.
Yeah, I may have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Well, and Ruskin and Zach will get their picks up as well, and really, really cool prizes. If you've got the best first round amongst all the listeners, you get a 65-inch smart TV from Buy Right Auto Sales. The best overall bracket amongst the 64 teams wins a nearly $1,000 Razorback couch from the Stadium Shop. There's all kinds of great gifts. Not gifts, they're prizes, because we're not just going to give them to you. You got to enter and you got to win. Stuff from Swift Jewelry, Broadway Motors in Van Buren, Sassy's Red House in Fayetteville, and all the like. Again, just go to hitthatline.com and enter the bracket challenge. Much more on halftime, calls and texts, and we've got the 2022 class of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame announced, and we'll get to that next.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know that Zebulon Vermillion was a musician?
That dude has so many stories that if he told me that at one point and it got lost in my memory because of all the other things he's got going on, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, he was born in Colorado. He's a character, dude. He's a fun dude to just see what he says. He's obviously an unbelievable guy.
The Diamond Hogs Podcast is the premier Razorback baseball podcast. Find it on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Great news, sports fans. Bentley Sportsbook from Southland Casino is the only online sportsbook live in Arkansas. Visit Betly.com today to sign up and cash in on your up to $250 risk-free first bet. Betly Online Sports Betting delivers easy action and real paydays. You can place bets on pro and amateur sports, including college basketball. At Betly, BETLY.com, you can bet on all the local favorites and get paid in cash for your winners. Bring all the easy action home with Betly Sportsbook.
Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Play responsibly. For help winning, call 800-522-4700.
We're remixed and remastered at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Some of your favorite apps, drinks, and desserts are now even better the second time around. Check out the sizzling cheesy bacon mac and cheese bites, a blast from the past with a whole new vibe. Also back are the famous Fridays fried mushrooms and the ultimate cheesy bacon cheeseburger. And all new at Fridays is the Oreo Madness, house-made giant Oreo cookies with cookies and cream ice cream coated in red and white sprinkles, served with chocolate sauce and a fresh strawberry. Come by or order online. It's your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
Live here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Always online, randallford.com. Now, I'm sitting next to my guy, Rocky, right now. And, Rocky, not only did this car dealership win the 2021 Best Used Car Dealer, but you were also nominated for Salesman of the Year. What's in the water here at Randall Ford?
It starts 114 years ago. We've been serving Fort Smith and the River Valley for literally over a century at this point. It's not something that happens overnight.
You guys have been doing it for so long. Like you said, we were talking about earlier, owner's 30 feet from me right now. This is a fourth-generation dealership. This isn't a huge corporate entity. This is a family-owned, go to church together, go to school together, locally owned and operated. That's why you guys have such a great reputation here.
That's exactly right. Like you said, Mr. Randall come out and shake your hand, congratulate you on buying a new car, come say hi while you're getting your stuff serviced. Super local entity here.
Come by and see us, Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or online, randallford.com.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that you are now able to get the repair process started on your schedule. With just a few clicks of your cell phone, you can send photos and your vehicle information directly to our shop. We will respond within 24 hours with a detailed estimate for repairs. It's that simple. We are here for you. Visit our website for all of the details. We offer complimentary pickup and drop-off as well, and extra steps are being taken to ensure your car is returned as good as new and completely sanitized.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Takes great work ethic to make any job last 10 years, especially one in the NFL. Hi, this is Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. I spent 10 years playing in the NFL. Now I bring that same work ethic to Henderson Phillips to provide you and your business with the best employee benefit plans for the best prices. Call or text me at 479-651-2292, and let's talk about getting the most value for your employee benefits. I am Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. Call me today at 479-651-2292.
Everyone loves great Tex-Mex. The best Tex-Mex around is at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Tex-Mex brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, pork belly tacos, and the best fajitas in town. And when the hogs are on TV, it's always half-price apps and taps. Your favorite drinks and the best Tex-Mex in town is at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas. Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
And with all respect to the Vermont Catamounts, team I'm really worried about in Buffalo would be UConn. It's a physical, big team. They've been tested in a tough league. They rebound well. They offensively rebound, and they can defend. They can defend really well, just about as good as Arkansas can. So again, all respect to Vermont. And I know I'm not going to just look ahead, but I did look ahead a little bit to UConn, a little bit to New Mexico State. But I do think Arkansas's got a real edge over the Vermont Catamounts. 877-377-6963. All right, I think Drew set up. We're going to give this a shot. I see him on my FaceTime here. Go ahead and talk.
You can hear
see
me.
if it works. Nope. See, it won't.
No, can't hear me?
Can't hear him. Can't hear him.
Maddie, can you hear me?
We'll figure that
I can
thing
hear you,
out.
but I'll have to figure out what's going on here.
We'll have to figure that thing out. I know. You got to love live radio every once in a while. That kind of thing will happen. So we'll worry about that. Yeah, and, Greg, no one's asking anyone to let go of anything. You could be above the pettiness. I think plenty of others are, too. All right. Are we trying it again?
No, I think what we're going to have to do is switch Comrexes at the break.
So we'll have to do that at the break.
Yes, that's according to Ty.
That's
and
what
he's
I
usually
thought
the
might
expert
work.
on these things.
All right, so our listeners get a nice little intro into the technical issues. We need to be flipped. He's on 2, he needs to be on 1. So again, we'll work on that in the commercial.
We got to do
break.
the flippity dippity. That's the technical term.
Is that what it's called?
Got to get the flippity dippity done.
I had never heard of that technical term, but I learn new things every day. So here's the thing: if this Arkansas basketball team makes it to the Final Four, they should, not all of them, but the stars ought to be eventually put in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. Are there any members of Arkansas Final Four teams who were, part of the, the important players on the team that got minutes that are not in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame? And it's a bit surprising, I guess, that it took this long for Corey Beck to be he's not been inducted yet, but he is part of the 2022 class that will go into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame in April in North Little Rock at the arena with no teams, but it does have a museum. Have you ever been to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, Maddie?
That's the one that is connected to Simmons Bank Arena?
Yes, the arena with no teams.
It seems like every time that I would try to go over there, it wasn't open. Does it have some kind of weird hours or something, or like appointment only?
I think there are. Well, during the pandemic, I think they did appointment only. But yeah, it's not the kind of museum.
But yeah, this was
just walk in.
Yeah, this was pre-pandemic.
Well, even back then, I think the hours were a little bit different. But the event itself is a lot of fun, and this is a star-studded class. It's going to be heading into the Hall of Fame for 2022. Aside from Corey Beck, Barry Foster will go in. Now, I remember Barry Foster as the Pittsburgh Steelers running back for a couple of years there. He was a Pro Bowler 2 times. I think he still owns the Steelers' single-season rushing record, if Bettis didn't maybe come close to passing it.
Now, do they actually have this ceremony at the museum? Because I
think they do it inside the arena.
I was at Pat Bradley's Hall of Fame deal years ago, and that was like at the State House Convention Center.
Okay, it makes sense to do it at the Convention Center. They used to do it. There's that little theater, I think, inside the arena, too. So sometimes they've done it there. Matt Jones will be going in, along with another former Razorback quarterback, Brad Taylor. And again, it's been, how long is it since Matt Jones has been the quarterback at Arkansas? It's been,
let's see, he's my age.
19 years.
Yeah.
19 years. Yeah. And you know what? Or is he going in for working on the football field or on radio?
His broadcasting career, Hall of Fame.
I actually thought Matt was pretty good at the radio show, and I remember co-hosting with him a few times. He was fun, especially once you start talking music with him.
Or soccer.
Or soccer.
He loves soccer.
You could let him go off on soccer for quite a while. That's right. I know Ty's played some volleyball with him, which I guess means he's had the shoulder fixed because that was the big problem for him. Basil Shabazz. Oh, man.
The great Shabazz.
You heard so many stories about him, really. I mean, this might be one of the great, if not the greatest, high school athlete in Arkansas history who set records at Pine Bluff, was a teammate of Torrey Hunter's, decided to play baseball, got drafted by the Cardinals, and played for the Arkansas Travelers. That was way before the time that I spent with the Travs, but here was a guy that probably could have been a professional football player, took the baseball route, and I don't know if he ever got above Double-A. Tyson Gay will go into the Hall of Fame. Longtime Huntsville coach Tommy Tice, and Tommy Brasher, who's the linebacker at Arkansas in the early 60s, and then a longtime defensive line coach in the NFL. And another ball player going in, baseball player, Dolores Brumfield White, who played 7 years in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, which, of course, is the basis of a league of their own. So, I mean, this is really star-studded, though. I mean, you got a member of the national championship Razorback basketball team in Corey Beck. You got really one of the better former Razorbacks in the NFL in Barry Foster, Matt Jones, who doesn't need any introduction, and Tyson Gay, one of the great track athletes of all time at the University of Arkansas, and then Basil Shabazz, who I think has probably inspired more stories of you should have seen than any other athlete that I've heard about when it comes to high school. We've had Nate Olson on many times before from Scorebook Live, and I know he's written about Shabazz, so we should get Nate on to talk a little bit about that. 877-377-6963 to get on halftime. JT said he could hear Drew, so it's all about just figuring this thing out.
But we need Phil to be able to hear Drew.
I got to hear. Now, I mean, there are times where I probably don't hear what he's saying. It might be selective listening. Bubba would accuse me of the same thing. Bubba goes like this. When I don't respond at the moment that he wants me to in the baseball broadcast, when he says something, he'll go, is this thing working? Drew doesn't do that. He just kind of looks at me and moves on to the very next thing. But he doesn't realize I might not always be listening. Although I'm very good at looking like I'm listening.
Bubba's sitting right next to you. He could just tap on your head.
Yeah, but the listeners wouldn't hear that.
Oh, that's right.
It's all about the
listeners. It's all about, theater of the mind.
Theater of the ears. Yes, that's what it is. All right, this is the time of year where probably outside of the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl, I would wager a guess that there's more money put on the NCAA basketball tournament than any other sporting event during the calendar year. That's just throwing that out there off the top of my head. I wonder. Great place if you want to put money on the games is BUSR.com. They offer all the odds on March Madness, got a bracket contest going, thousands of dollars in prizes. And if you really need the action, well, you can even gamble on things like who's going to win the Oscars at the Academy Awards. It's BetUS Racing, BUSR.com, the website. And if you use BUSR.com/Morning Rush, you'll get an exclusive 100% deposit bonus. That's BUSR.com/Morning Rush. Put in $100, get $100 back into your account. Put in $500, get $500 in the account as well. BUSR.com/Morning Rush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR. And we're going to try to be pretty confident that we'll figure things out on our little. What was our technical term we're doing during this?
We got to do the flippity dippity.
The flippity dippity, and then Christina Long from the USA Today Network is joining us on halftime next.
Astronauts beat champions standing in the Hall of Fame.
Support for the Hit That Line Podcast Network is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer to you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. And my family jewels just got added into that number because I just got my new Performance Package 4.0. And let me tell you what, guys, it is a game changer. If you're like me, you've tried other ways of daily grooming, of staying in shape, of when that time is right, you know what I mean, of how to make sure you look good down there. You've tried the razors, you've tried the knockoff brands, but it does not compare to what you're going to get in the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. You're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. You're going to get the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for all your goodies. Trust me, I didn't think there was going to be a product out there that was going to make it safe to go down there. But with the Lawnmower 4.0 and everything else that comes in this package from Manscaped, you're going to be shaving and grooming so much safer. Get that 20% off and free shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use HTL. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why he feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and he promised when he went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but a conviction navigating you to God's holy word. When you have a real relationship with God, you have the person of the Spirit living inside you, guiding your walk of life every step of the way. Don't trust your feelings. Look up John chapter 16 and see if it sends you reeling. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Football might be over this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pros and college hoops. For all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your sports betting needs. Head over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's promo code BLEAV. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey,
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
Hear each other, but really the only thing that has to happen is that Christina Long can hear us both, because she joins us here on Halftime right now to get into some Razorback athletics. Christina covering the Hogs for the USA Today Network via the Southwest Times Record. Christina, it's good to have you on Halftime. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is an exciting week. You got the men's team in the tournament on Thursday. The women's team plays the very next day. And baseball opens up SEC competition Friday. Spring football's going on. So how is it exactly that you keep your head straight when you're covering all four of them?
It is very, very hard. I got back from Tampa at 1 a.m. last night or this morning, and then I'm flying to Buffalo at 4:30 this afternoon. So there's a lot going on. I've got to do the women's games remotely. I've got to keep an eye on baseball, but might not be able to do live stuff. It's a lot, but it's a really exciting time to be covering the Razorbacks for sure.
It certainly is. So I saw a little video piece you did with Blake Topmeyer on USA Today Sports Network this morning, detailing how, and I think Razorback fans might agree with you on this. This very well could be the toughest region in the NCAA tournament. Now, I'm trying to give Vermont all the respect and more, but I just think Arkansas's athletes are too athletic. I think they're going to get to the foul line against them. I think UConn is a major team. I think in this side, and of course you got Gonzaga. So. Do you think this is the toughest way to get to the Final Four out of any of the regions?
I think it definitely is, just because of that Gonzaga sitting right there. I mean, and UConn, I worry. I think I personally am sleeping on UConn a little bit. Hopefully for Arkansas fans, the team is not. But I think Vermont, I think you're right. I think that they've got a little bit too much talent. Arkansas does. And I think that they'll be, prepared enough. They really don't want to, I know Vermont's a very trendy upset pick, but I think they really don't want to get kind of embarrassed by Vermont there. But I really think that they have the talent and the athleticism and everything to get to another Elite Eight, but I think that Gonzaga standing in their way is going to be too much.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think it is that Vermont is a trendy pick here? But Jay Billis isn't the only one who's picking Vermont to pull the upset. It's like I think people feel pressure, first of all, just because you know how the tournament shakes out, that there probably will be a 4 seed that goes down in the first round. We talk so much about the 5-12. There's usually a 4 seed that goes down too. What is it about Vermont?
I think it's that Vermont has won, 21 of their last 22, and they've beaten all of their opponents by a lot. They are a really dominant team, and obviously they're in, the America East Conference. It's not the same as, say, the SEC or something like that. But, I think people are looking at the kind of dominance and the kind of run that they've gone on and are a little bit intimidated by that. They've got some guys who can really score, and I think people are worried after seeing how in Arkansas's last 2 losses, how kind of not being able to run teams off the 3-point line is a bit of a concern. Vermont's not a huge 3-point shooting team, but if they're looking to exploit a weakness, that could be something that's been a problem for Arkansas of late. But I think you're right. I think just people – I know when I make my brackets, I always end up – the first time I go through, it's always super chalky, and then I feel terrible, and I'm like, there's no way that this is actually going to how it's going to be. I got to pick some upsets. So I think people definitely – people look at Arkansas as a 4 seed. I think people that are not Arkansas or SEC fans kind of might overlook the Razorbacks a little bit and kind of see that as a good 13-4 upset, especially if they're taking guidance from the Billises of the world.
Yeah, and Christine, you got to figure out those matchups where because we know there's always going to be that 12-5, that 11-6, or, of course, a 13-4 that's going to happen. And when it comes to the national media, what is the really slight against it? Is it playing not that great of late, losing 2 out of the last 3? Because you'd think that most people would have a lot of confidence in a Eric Musselman-led team. It still just does. I can't wrap my mind around people really doubting what Eric Musselman can do in the tournament. Coming off the Elite Eight, seeing what he did at Nevada. Is it lack of faith in Muss himself, or is it they just have to pick somebody, so they're going to pick on little old Arkansas?
I think it's more kind of, maybe I sound like a homer for this, but I think it's a little bit more picking against little old Arkansas, because I feel like, honestly, Muss gives people, from a national perspective, I think Muss makes people interested in Arkansas. Like, Muss is what gives people confidence in Arkansas. An Arkansas team that maybe, if somebody picking their bracket hasn't watched a bunch of Arkansas games, they know Musselman's the head coach. They know he's done a really good job. They know about last year's success. I honestly think him and his big personality and his big brand is kind of maybe what people find appealing and maybe makes people think that Arkansas could be a little bit stronger 4 seed. But yeah, like I said, maybe I sound a little bit like a homer, but I do think people kind of overlook Arkansas a little bit just generally, and Muss is maybe something that could change that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that this team has a lot of talent to, make the second weekend. And obviously, if they do make the Sweet 16, we have plenty of time to dissect, plenty of time to talk about it, whether they're playing against Seton Hall, Memphis, or Gonzaga. Out of those 3 matchups, because I think most people are pretty confident that Arkansas is going to roll into the second weekend, that they are a Sweet 16 team right now. And, we as media members, we can look ahead all we want. Everybody says, y'all be quiet, y'all don't get in the players' heads, but they're not listening to us anyways. Out of the 3 possible opponents, which do you think Arkansas really matches up best, and which one's going to be the worst draw?
You mean the 3 possible opponents in the Sweet 16 or in the Elite Eight?
In the Sweet 16, out of Memphis, Memphis, Seton Hall, and Gonzaga, right? I might have Seton Hall messed up, but I know.
Boise State.
Boise State. That's it.
Yeah.
I was thinking of another 8. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in Memphis just as a team on the whole. I think they've had kind of a roller coaster season. I think that could be a potentially fun game. As far as matchups, I think probably the 8 or 9. Again, I think Memphis is probably going to be the one to watch. I worry about them against Gonzaga just because I feel like Gonzaga is a very different team than what they've faced so far. The number 1 overall seed, I worry there's kind of the intimidation factor there, just kind of knowing we've seen Arkansas kind of get past playing some hyped teams, like, when they played Auburn as the AP number 1. I don't necessarily think that this team is super susceptible to kind of getting a little bit starstruck, but when you're playing the number 1 overall seed, I think there is kind of a little bit of that. So I think I'm going to pick Memphis for that one. I think I'm interested in a Memphis matchup, but I do think that Gonzaga will be there.
Well, that'll make Drew happy because he's an alumnus of the University of Memphis, and of course we love those regional. Well, we love those regional matchups between teams that are located about 4.5 hours away from each other in the Central Time Zone that would have to play that game in San Francisco. But anyway, I digress. Women's basketball, that's exciting too. Although it's they're entering the tournament in a much different way than the men's team is, just because they're a 10 seed instead of a 4. And therefore, they're going to be looked at as the underdog, taking on a University of Utah team that's making their first appearance of the tournament in 11 years. This is a young Utah team. Mike Neighbors, Christina, referred to them as sort of Missouri-ish, meaning they work to get good shots. They shoot they shoot twos well, they shoot threes well, and they're probably going to play with a little bit of an edge. And I can't help, I want to look forward to Arkansas versus Texas on Texas home floor, but I know I can't because I think Utah's a much tougher game for the women than Vermont is for the men. But I also know Arkansas beat Mizzou 3 times this year, so I think they got a good chance at this.
Yeah, I think I could see them possibly beating Utah. I don't think it's a lock, obviously. It's the 10 and the 7, so it would be considered an upset. I worry about them against Texas. I don't know. I haven't picked them past the second round. But I'm very interested in the Utah matchup. Neighbors is talking in about 20 minutes to media, so I'm excited to hear his thoughts on kind of that matchup. And yeah, I mean, they have beaten Mizzou multiple times. Neighbors always talks about knowing Mizzou and knowing their style really well. So if that's a comparison he sees, I think that's a really good sign for them. But yeah, you point out Utah being really hot, Utah being kind of hungry. I worry that matching up with Arkansas being maybe a little tired. I know they had this big long week off, which Neighbors pointed out can be a good thing, but can also be kind of a bad thing. You kind of have to jump start a little bit after kind of having a lot of rest. So I think having that time off could be good or bad. But I think Utah being hungry, being in the tournament for the first time in that long, I do worry about them a little bit against Utah.
Christina Long joining us here from the USA Today network, writing at the Southwest Times out of Fort Smith. I think with Utah, their length, I mean, every one of their players is 5'11" or taller. So that's one thing that really could give Arkansas issues. Teams with length have already done that, and the Hogs have some of that length too. That'll be a really good game. Let me get a thought on football with spring practice here in full swing. I mean, what stories are you kind of paying attention to? Because this is a team that's kind of got to rebuild portions of the defense, and it looks like they've done that through the transfer portal and bringing guys up. I'm interested to see if Chris Paul is ready to be a starting linebacker, because it appears he's kind of next up. What is it you're looking for in spring football?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the big thing is replacing the irreplaceable Treylon Burks and kind of who's going to step up at wide receiver, because I know some of the more experienced guys that they had kind of sub in the Outback Bowl are also gone. So I think that's obviously the big story. I think it's really huge that they were able to re-sign Odom and Bryles to bigger contracts. I think that's going to be huge for continuity's sake. I'm interested in these new assistants on defense too, especially with these new. I think there's going to be a lot of new faces, a lot of transfers, the new coaches as well, and then also as this recruiting cycle kind of heats up, how they do in bringing in new talent. So I'm interested in kind of all these new faces. You mentioned at linebacker, again, replacing the irreplaceable in those two linebackers that are leaving. I think that's going to be really hard because of how they were faces of the program. So I think that is also going to be interesting, just kind of from a very general standpoint of who's going to kind of become the face of this program, because they've lost several of their key spokespeople or, guys that get national attention. So I think KJ is really going to step into that role even more than he already has been. But I'm interested to see kind of who emerges as a leader and kind of a representative of the program from here on out.
Christina, you do great work here, and I wonder, Jeff Long is your dad. I wonder what you and I share Pittsburgh, Fayetteville, and together, and all of that. But I wonder also, what has this been like for you to be covering teams that you grew up around, and not necessarily just grew up around in the sense of so many other of the journalists around Arkansas also grew up as fans, but you grew up as a fan of Arkansas in a much different way. What's that been like for you?
It can be very strange. I mean, I feel really grateful that this job fell into my lap, and I got to move back to Fayetteville, which is a place that I love and have missed. I went to Mizzou and chose to leave for college, but I always, loved Fayetteville and would have loved to come back. So I'm really lucky in that sense. It's weird because I do still know a lot of people in the department. Like, I'm sending Freedom of Information Act requests to somebody I've known since I was 8 in Kevin Trainer, which is very strange. I'm sending him legal jargon. But it's been fun. I feel like it's taken a lot of pressure off this being my first job, being in a place that I'm familiar with and people being, I feel like the beat's been everybody's really nice. Everybody's been really helpful. It's really collaborative space. And it's, like I said, it's such a great time to be covering Arkansas because so many of the teams are doing so well, then there's so much interest. And I think people are feeling a lot of Arkansas pride at the moment. So it's been really fun to kind of come in while everything's kind of looking up for Arkansas at the moment.
I would be remiss without at least asking what is your dad up to these days? How is he? He said he was leaving college athletics after Kansas. What's he up to?
Yeah, so he is actually living out in North Carolina, kind of near Winston-Salem, doing the sort of semi-retired thing. I think he's one of those people that will never truly be done working. He came to the SEC tournament just for fun with a friend who's a Kentucky fan. He's always going to love this world and be interested in it, but I think now, after kind of working in these really hard, big jobs, I think he's kind of, not necessarily looking for an athletic department job, but I don't think he'll ever truly be out of the business. But, so they're out in North Carolina and enjoying their time out there for sure.
Well, you're really good to talk about all of this stuff here on Halftime. I really appreciate you joining us. And, again, you do great work. We'd love to have you on again when you have the chance.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm looking forward to getting to Buffalo.
Sounds good. That's Christina Long. Give her a follow on Twitter because she's a good follow as well, at Christina Long 00, and covering the Arkansas Razorbacks for the USA Today Network at the Southwest Times Record. Halftime, 877-377-6963. Drew, have you gotten yourself a couple of buffalo wings in your gullet yet? I thought they kind of handed those out right when you get off the plane, like a lei in Hawaii, but no.
No, not yet. Not yet. Still waiting to hear here at Anchor's Bar, where I'll be all week long, today, obviously, through Friday, from noon to 2 Eastern. So come and see me. I'm about to probably flag down old Rick and give me an order now.
All right, but just water. That's right. And Halftime wraps up the first hour after this.
Get a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Ashley Air. And there is no down payment, no interest for 72 months on qualifying systems. And you get the Ashley Air Quality Assurance Guarantee, their 12-year parts and labor warranty. Get a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. Just go to AshleyAir.com to schedule your appointment. That's AshleyAir.com. Ashley Air is a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Let Carco Car Sales, formerly Hertz Car Sales, show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car. Carco Auto Sales has been serving the River Valley in eastern Oklahoma for over 40 years and believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating people right. The friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to help you find the car you deserve, priced right to fit your budget, so you can leave with a peace of mind knowing that you are getting a quality, well-maintained vehicle. Come see the team at Carco Auto Sales, formerly Hertz Car Sales, at 2810 Midland Boulevard today. Give them a call at 783-1722 or check them out at buyfromcarco.com. Carco Auto Sales, when you're ready.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Spring is here and Breeden RV is having the first sale of the year. New inventory is arriving weekly and is immediately priced to sell. Just like new Keystone Springdale starting at $164 a month. Need something for your toys? Breeden RV has new toy haulers starting at $239 a month. And don't forget about the exclusive maintenance for life on all new RVs. Breeden RV also has the best selection of pre-owned RVs in the River Valley. Fully prepped and ready to camp. Give the service department a call at 479-262-2418 and get your RV ready for a great year. Breeden RV, where adventure begins. See dealer for complete details.
Get back in there at once and sell!
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Slipping away, sitting on a pillow, waiting for night to fall. Girl in a dream, sitting on a pillow. This is the night. Go to the celebrity ball.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at DBarrett36. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
See Vermont's 5 losses this year coming against Maryland on the road. There wasn't even a really good Maryland team this year. Lost to Oakland on a neutral site. At North Carolina Greensboro, I don't know all that much about them. At Providence, Big East champ, really good team, lost there by 10. And then Hartford, which was one of 2 teams, and that was an overtime loss on the road by 1 point at Hartford. Hartford was one of 2 teams that actually gave Vermont a decent game or two in the America East. I think, look, I'm not saying they're not going to give Arkansas a good game, but when push comes to shove, the athletes are it's going to be too much. And it's not just it's the athleticism for Arkansas. It's what they do with that athleticism. They defend hard, they get to the rim, they get to the foul line. That's how that athleticism is going to work it out. It's too bad there's no basketball today to watch, because I think Joe's Grill and Canteen would be a great place to do it. Any Tuesday's always great. Any day's great to be at Joe's Grill and Cantina, but Tuesdays are special.
It's Taco Tuesday!
That's right. You get crispy tacos for just $1 all day long. $2.25 for the pork carnita tacos, brisket or pork belly tacos, $3.25. Add another 75 cents for your sides, beans, and rice. $1 Busch Light drafts today at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Doesn't even count the happy hours. $3 house margaritas, $5 Paquito Fajita nachos. And once the Hogs are on the Teve Thursday night, it's half-price apps and taps. That's Joe's Grilling Cantina in Fort Smith. Go to joesfortsmith.com. You can order right there. Just download the Waiter app, and they're part of that network. Give them a visit across from the Harps. Joe's
Yeah,
Grilling Cantina.
baby. Yeah.
Sounds really, really good. All right, Drew. Did you put your order in, Drew? Have you ordered up the extremely hot? Have you ordered up the extremely hot wings today?
Oh, Drew's still disconnected.
He's still disconnected.
Yeah, because we were in the process of testing some stuff. So
all right, well then
we'll
never
have
mind.
to wait.
Then never mind.
What else are you gonna do there? He's in an establishment that serves,
You can try
drinks in a glass with ice. I could hear.
Buffalo's one of those cities that I think is referred to a Rust Belt city that I've never visited. There's only like 4 or 5 major cities that you would say are Rust Belt: Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Buffalo. I mean, I don't know if you'd throw Columbus in there or not. It's usually, it's those Great Lakes cities, Pittsburgh, a little south of the Great Lakes. Just go look for rusty buildings around Buffalo. I have no other idea what to tell you to do. It's still hockey season. It's a hockey town. It'd be a decent thing to do. That's what a lot of folks did in Tampa. If we're trying to figure out things that actually are similar between Tampa, where Arkansas played in the SEC tournament, and in the Outback Bowl, and Buffalo, I think that's it. They both have hockey teams.
Yeah, I just Googled things to do in Buffalo, New York. The Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural National Historic Site.
Now, there's some good history for you. I can deal with American history. That would be decent.
Of course, we've mentioned Niagara Falls. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, but
does that really count as Buffalo, or is that more the Canada side?
No, it's the Canada side. The American side of the falls is just boring. I don't think there are any wax museums on the American side. That's where where you were in a really fun place. I don't think there are wax museums in Buffalo either. I mean, although it would work because they'd freeze really nicely.
In this, top things to do. One of them is a scavenger hunt. So it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of.
I don't want to rag on Buffalo too much, but when the first thing that someone tells you to do there is just eat chicken wings or go to Canada, I'm not quite sure if that's a place you want to be visiting very long.
The best thing to do in Buffalo, New York, is to go to Canada.
Exactly. Like if Arkansas makes it to the Sweet 16, you say, "What do I do in San Francisco?" Well, we've got a litany list of things where you'll never actually leave the city of San Francisco. In Buffalo, we're telling you to go to Canada and never come back, please. 877-377-6963. Halftime's going to move into the second hour. We'll try the flippity flop again. Stay with us.
It is here, fast, reliable internet from Wave Rural Connect. Cedarville, Uniontown, Natural Dam, and surrounding areas get fast fiber internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust based in Ozark, Arkansas. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV at $43.99, and phone at $29.95. Order now at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Do it now. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
COVID-19 cases are spreading across the state. Safe, effective, and free COVID vaccines are now readily available for all Arkansans ages 5 and up. Booster shots are also available for fully vaccinated people 12 and above. The vaccines are highly effective at preventing severe COVID. That means helping keep you from being hospitalized or even dying. Get vaccinated to protect yourself, your family, and your community. Learn more at healthy.arkansas.gov. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Department of Health.
March Madness is here, and Burton Pools and Spas has the biggest savings of the season right now on Doughboy Above Ground Pools. Hi, Tommy Kraft here from my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. If you've imagined that backyard of your dreams with a Doughboy Above Ground Pool, now is the time to act. with savings up to $900 right now on select in-stock Doughboy pool packages. In fact, Burton Pools and Spas has special savings on cash and carry above ground Doughboy pools starting at $19.95 right now. Ask about semi-in-ground pools and get a free upgrade on a robotic cleaner valued at $600 this month at Burton Pools and Spas. Hey, the Burtons have been helping families all across the area for more than 40 years make their backyard dreams come true. Stop in and see Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, helping you get your feet wet without getting in over your head.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we're dealing with a storm system and some on and off again rain showers in the forecast. A lot of that starting to taper off through the latter half of today and drier weather settling in tonight. High temperatures are ranging from the low to mid-60s and the overnight low 40s. Dry weather in place tomorrow, the high near 70. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The Hit That Line podcast network is now available on Pandora Music and Podcasts. Just open your app or browser and search Hit That Line.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3. Live from the Bushlight Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Fans are amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
But hold on, it's almost halftime.
And in hour number 2 on Halftime on a it's not glorious. It's kind of ugly outside today.
I woke up to rain, Phil. What are you talking about?
Had a little bit of rain up in Fayetteville during the morning hours, too. No problem for baseball tonight for those who are interested in watching Arkansas versus Grambling State. The Hogs set for their first home night game of the year, 6:30 first pitch, 6 o'clock airtime for that one. And we're getting up to 67 in Fayetteville today. Tomorrow for the 4 o'clock game, 72 degrees, so come out and sun yourself.
At least you'll have a little more sunlight now that the first night game is after we moved the clocks forward.
It better be worked out that way.
Is that how it works?
I think it has to. Otherwise, otherwise it's going to be just a little bit too cold. JT in Hot Springs pointed something out to me. I should have thought of this. You're probably not going to be able to go watch hockey because the tournament is being played in the arena where the Buffalo Sabres play.
Oh, they don't just switch that out every few hours? The games get over, they
probably
lay some ice?
Probably a little, just lay some ice down.
What do they do? Do they put the court on top of the ice?
That's exactly right.
Okay. So there's still ice under there.
Well, you can probably, like, Drew, I'm interested in getting a sense of this from you once you actually do walk inside the arena. If you just stand there for a while, and they'll insulate the floor. It's not like you're just standing on wood that's on ice. But they'll insulate it. But you're there for a while. You can feel it. Like I remember doing basketball, UALR women's basketball at the University of Denver. Like nobody else in the Sun Belt had a hockey team. Go figure. Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, Florida Atlantic, Arkansas State. Not big hockey schools. But Denver is. Denver is big-time college hockey. And so Magnus Arena also is the hockey arena. And I don't think they insulated the floor very well because those feet were ice blocks by the time the game was over. And that was different. That was a lot different. 877-377-6963. Don't blame cold shooting on icy floors because I think it won't quite be the same thing. Drew's in Buffalo. And I'm in Northwest Arkansas. Matty T holding the fort down. And we've got, I don't know if he's a Buffalo native that just called up, but he's somebody that has escaped Buffalo for greener pastures of Northwest Arkansas. At least that's what he told Matty when he made the phone call. Sean has given us a call on Halftime, and I think he's got recommendations for Buffalo. Sean, I was only being my usual sarcastic self telling Drew that the best thing to do in Buffalo is to go to Canada. I should have been to Buffalo myself because I'm from Pittsburgh, but no, that's the only real Rust Belt city I've never visited. So tell Drew something to do that he doesn't need a passport for.
Well, first off, right, I actually am from Arkansas. I went to college, so I went to Canisius, and then met my wife, and we decided to move back to Arkansas, and yes, to escape the cold. But, you know, the weather, though, looks pretty good there on Thursday. You know, right by the arena.
Bad, 61.
Yeah, right. Right by the arena is going to be the Southern Tier. It's the new brew house. It used to be a huge sports bar right by the arena. But that'll be packed. And then also, you're honestly going to be in Buffalo in one of the best weekends possible. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend. Yeah. It's one of the best places to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. They have not just one parade. They have two parades. They have one on Saturday in the old First Ward. And everybody then goes bar hopping to all the old South Buffalo Irish bars. And then Sunday is the main parade day. And I would say it's equivalent on a smaller scale, but going to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. It's a party town. People love to have a good time, especially when there's a big event like the NCAA tournament in town. It always draws a lot of folks, and all the people there just love sports, right? Bills.
They really do.
You know,
I know that, and they're known for being crazy fans. But I mean, and maybe maybe we say this about every northern town, but Buffalo to me just really seems like a good old-fashioned beer drinking town, like Pittsburgh, a shot and a beer kind of a town. Is this accurate?
Absolutely, yeah. If you're from Pittsburgh, it's going to be very similar, right? I'm still a Bill season ticket holder, proud Bills Mafia, even down here in Arkansas, and yeah, we're pretty nuts up there. So. You know, also go to Elmwood, right? A lot of bars. Get yourself some Blue Light. You know, yeah, go to Anchor Bar if you want, but you know, no, there's more to see there. The architecture of the city's great. The park system is great in the city. It's an old city with a lot of character, and just going out and seeing some of, you know, I wish I could go back in time to see what Buffalo looked like in 1901 when it had 500,000 people, because it was amazing. The history is amazing now, and the people are great. So. Just when you're around, right, just ask people too, right? Hey, what do you recommend, right? Bar Bill? Yeah, they'll tell you to go to Bar Bill. But personally, I think the best wings down by the arena, Swanee House. Within walking distance, get some wings, get yourself Blue Light in between the games. You're going to have a great time.
Do you expect to see Buffaloans at the games? Like, are they the kind of sports town where, you know, they'll snap up the tickets? It's not just going to be fans of the teams, because, I mean, let's be honest, getting to Buffalo from Arkansas might be a little bit of a difficult thing to pull off. UConn's going to get some fans. That's not too far away. I doubt we'll see any New Mexico State fans around there.
No, I used to buy tickets all the time. Friends of mine, we would just buy tickets because it was just something to do and it was fun to go watch. And yes, you know, usually you'd have a couple of big name schools that would come there, at least regionally. So yeah, I expect UConn to draw a big crowd, especially if the Hogs advance and play them on Saturday. But I've been trying to tell all my friends that are going, hey, man, this is how you call the Hogs. Let's do it, right? Woo, pig, suey, let's root for the Hogs. Musselman, get on the must bus, right? So I'm trying to hype up the Hogs up there.
You call the Hogs the next Buffalo Bills home game that you're at, and try to see if maybe the rest of the Bills Mafia will join you in it, because it seems to me they'll scream as loud as they can for just about anything. Hey, Sean, appreciate the call and all of the recommendations. Man. Yeah, thanks for that.
I'm going to try it out. I've already gotten some good tips already. My Uber driver told me about River Wharf or River something. He then told me to go to
Riverfront,
all the breweries.
Yeah.
Riverfront, that's it. And he told me check out all the breweries, too.
Sounds good. Hey, Sean, we're going to run. We got another caller on hold. Appreciate that. Thank you. How about that? 2 St. Patrick's Day on the same weekend. Now, I don't say if I'd call it like a St. Patrick's Day parade, because it just sounded like Saturday's a bar crawl more than anything else.
I mean, does Drew even like drinking beer?
I don't know if I've ever mentioned it.
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess.
What are you going to? I don't know what you're going to do then.
Look, if they win Thursday night, they play Saturday. So you may not be.
Well, then he's got time to
crawling around.
He's got some time to get some rest then.
Exactly.
Just make sure you don't purchase a shirt that says "Punch me, I'm Irish." Okay. We'll get that one for you instead.
I did make sure that I brought a green shirt and a green jacket, though.
He's going to get a shirt that says "Drunk Me, I'm Kiss."
All right, we got Tuna on hold here, too. Charlie, good to talk to you. What's going on?
Man, listen, are y'all trying to get Drew arrested before the game Thursday? We need him in the arena. What's going on, guys? It's last caller.
All we did, Charlie, was ask for recommendations, and we had somebody that knows.
Has to pay for it, right?
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Is that you're not like receipts from a restaurant are not the same as bail receipts? I don't think that quite works the same way.
Paperwork is paperwork.
Those were Sean's recommendations, Charlie. So it's not like we're trying to kill Drew. I think that just that's a little bit of a window into what Sean did during his days in Buffalo.
Okay, well, I appreciate that because I need Phil in the arena. I'm not Phil, Drew in the arena Thursday because Arkansas tends to win when he is there. I don't know what type of luck he brings, but
3-0.
It's usually pretty good. I mean, yeah, man. So I need you there, and then I need you there Saturday. Now that's when I'm really worried. If we do win Thursday, you're going to have to make it to Saturday, like actually make it there. I'm a little bit worried about that, but anyway, I'm excited for the tournament and just all of it. There was something else I was gonna ask you guys. The Tuna's drawing a blank.
Did the train get off at the station for a moment there?
It did for a little bit. It really did.
Well, let me ask you:
anyway.
Does Vermont scare you? I'm trying to calm down the fans who are looking at the sky always falling, the Chicken Little stuff. And look, I get it. I think Vermont's a good basketball team, but I think Arkansas matches up very well with them.
I don't think anybody scares me in this tournament, to be honest with you. I think it's wide freaking open.
Are you picking them to go all the way? Have you filled your bracket out on hitthatline.com and you chose the Hogs to win it?
I have a homer bracket, yes.
We all have the homer bracket, and then we have the realistic bracket. But the fact of the matter is, if this team plays as well as they possibly can, maybe the homer bracket can be the real bracket too.
Yeah, listen, I have a homer bracket, but I also have a realistic bracket. On my realistic bracket, I have them losing to Gonzaga, but I hope they beat them. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I have them getting to the Sweet 16 and losing to Gonzaga, but I hope I'm wrong. On my homer bracket, I got about 3 teams in the Final Four from the SEC on my homer bracket. How about that? I think about every one of them.
You can be more of a homer than that there, Tuna.
Hey, I'm an SEC homer is what I am. But no, I'm and to be honest, I hope the SEC and the Big 12 in general do well. I still think, like we talked about yesterday, the Big 10 bias is up there. No, Phil, I don't think Vermont scares me. But what I will say is it's the tournament. And just sometimes I think we're a better team, but I believe that wholeheartedly. We're the better team. We face better competition and all that. But, let's be honest. Was Duke not better than Lehigh or whatever they lost to a few years ago when they were the 2 seed and they played the 15? It's the tournament. It's a little bit, it's just part of it. And I think Arkansas will win this game. I actually do not think UConn is going to win their game, Phil. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm picking the upset right there.
So that's the 5-12. How many 5-12s are you picking?
That's the only one. And I picked in both brackets, I think. I picked that upset right there. I want to say I picked LSU to lose too. In the
LSU is one and done, right? I mean, with what's going on there, I just can't imagine you're really able to focus on the game. You don't even know who's coaching.
They're distracted. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it. And Drew, please, man, don't listen to anybody. Make it to Thursday. Make it to Saturday. We need you in the arena. And Phil, I also appreciate you not accepting my recommendations on Drew's dancing and what else was it? His singing. We don't need him
he does not need to sing ever, and under any circumstance.
Okay.
Under any time of the day, any time of the night. If I'm in a place where he's about to grab a microphone and sing, I'm walking out.
The songbird of our generation.
Exactly.
Anyway, Drew, I'm just messing with you, man. You sing all the way. If you sing during the game and they win, you just keep on singing, all right? I don't care what you say.
I will there, Charlie. Trust me. I got the voice of Paul McCartney and the lips of Shakira. I can sing and dance with the best of them.
Well, everybody just loves to say to him, you sure got a pretty voice. Drew's in Buffalo covering the Hogs at the NCAA tournament all throughout the week. He'll be on the Morning Rush. He'll be on Halftime, be on Ruskin and Zach, too. And this is all brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook. That's the best way to bet on tournament action all March long at Arkansas's only casino resort. 877-377-6963 on Halftime. And, hey, things are changing the way we consume sports on television, and some of the big-name broadcasters are moving to other, well, streaming services, it seems. Stay tuned.
We were in love, oh no, far from it. We weren't searching for some high in the sky song. We were just young and restless and bored.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. Do you have what it takes to beat me, Tommy, Maddie, Phil, Zach, Derek, Drew, Andy, and others in the HitThatLine.com Bracket Challenge? Presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, Crabtree RV in Alma, and the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Registration is easy. Just find the contest on HitThatLine.com. The HitThatLine.com Bracket Challenge is also brought to you in part by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, California Customs, Frank Rowe Furniture, and Hog Trough Gutters and Siding. Sign up today at HitThatLine.com. At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Get a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Ashley Air. And there is no down payment, no interest for 72 months on qualifying systems. And you get the Ashley Air Quality Assurance Guarantee, their 12-year parts and labor warranty. Get a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. Just go to AshleyAir.com to schedule your appointment. That's AshleyAir.com. Ashley Air is a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Now, more than ever, it's imperative to be pre-qualified before you shop for a home. In a housing market as hot as ours, you need to be ready to make an offer when you see a home you like. Part of the preparation includes a letter from a lender stating you are pre-qualified for a loan. First Western is continually writing pre-qualification letters for customers. Contact First Western today at 479-936-2040 or visit them at firstwestern.com/mortgage. Let First Western walk you through the home loan process. First Western is an equal housing lender.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. On the Road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
Brass monkey, that funky monkey. Brass monkey, chunky, that funky monkey. Brass monkey. That's more than real. Drink brass monkey, here's how you feel. You put your left leg down, your right leg up. Tilt your head back, let's finish the count.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
So I saw Andrew Marchand of Sports Business Journal reporting earlier today that a deal for Al Michaels to be the lead broadcaster for Amazon Thursday Night Football is at the half-yard line. So unless Pete Carroll decides to throw it, then Michaels is going to be the play-by-play guy. It is a possibility. You never know. I don't think Pete Carroll, thankfully, though, although, hey, that's Seattle, right? That's where Amazon has been headquartered for all these years, or at least close to it, at least. I don't think they'll go in that direction. Al Michaels apparently will be making, according to Marchand, $2 million per game. $30 million to do all 16. It's amazing when you think about this. And I was reading somewhere else about the thought that, you know, the broadcast networks spend so much money on live sports because that is one of the only ways to get eyes to the television screen, you know, without worrying about DVRs and movies and binging and everything like that. Services, exactly. You know, our eyes are glued to live television sports. But you realize, like, the streaming services, and I'm not talking about, you know, CBS's app or ESPN Plus necessarily, because ESPN is still owned by a company in Disney that is probably doing a little bit better on their app, on the Plus app.
No, they're doing pretty well.
Doing darn well. So, I mean, Amazon, Apple, the money that the TV networks spend for broadcast rights fees is a drop in the bucket for an Amazon or for an Apple. And you've seen Apple TV, they've got this new Major League Baseball package. I've never seen Friday night baseball ever before, you know, popularized. And Friday night sports usually were like, all right, well, on television, what are you going to watch on Friday night? I don't remember like a big Friday night package to try to showcase a sport. You don't do it in the NFL. And baseball's usually been
really
to Sundays.
On Friday, though. I mean, outside of the NBA and your occasional college basketball, there's really not that much college basketball on Fridays. Normally, college basketball, you see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and then your Saturday, Sundays games. So, really, Friday's been kind of an untapped day outside of, I guess, high school football. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, because I know everybody has Prime, but are you really going to tune into Thursday Night Football? Thursday Night Football's terrible.
Well,
it's
part
some
of it is
worst matchups all year.
But that
so
also,
are we just going to tune in for Al Michaels just to listen to him call the Jaguars versus the Bears? Like,
what'll happen is the games will get better.
Like that? Like,
it'll be better matchups. It just flat will be better matchups to get more eyes, because it isn't Al Michaels that is bringing all of the viewers. It just sort of makes it more enjoyable. It's the same idea with what ESPN is trying to do with Monday Night Football. Now, that's still, I mean, it's not a traditional broadcast network, but ESPN is more quote-unquote traditional than Amazon or Apple are. And they've already got Aikman signed. They're going after Joe Buck, and that was Fox's top team. You know, so you're going to – and for Monday Night Football, you haven't had a steady booth since I don't even remember when. I mean, you had the Joe Tess experiment, which didn't work out at all.
Oh, Screaming Joe Tessitore, then Burger on his little cart that went around the field.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It might have been since Michaels was the guy there, to be quite honest.
Might have been. I mean,
so getting Buck,
been a lot of them rolled through.
You get Joe Buck and you get Troy Aikman to Monday Night Football, then you're going to do everything possible to get really good games. Now, Sunday Night Football already has the ability to flex some of the late season games to Sunday Night Football. You can't do that with Monday Night Football, can you? You can't do that with Thursday Night Football, right? You can't do that.
I don't think you can, because, I mean, if you can flex a game up there, actually later, you know, if it's already a Sunday matchup and it seems like that's going to be the best game of the week, then yes. But when it comes to ESPN and what they're doing with, if they're going to go get Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, that's going to be their crew on Monday Night Football. What do you do with the Manning cast? I mean, that was a huge thing this year.
They still have. They're still going to do it.
Do you want to split your audience like that?
This is another aspect of the way that television sports is changing, and I shouldn't even use the word television because it's all about whatever screens. Like for years now, I mean, how many different broadcasts are there for the college football championship game? How many different broadcasts are there for the Super Bowl, for the World Series? You know, for big events, there is a secondary option that usually is on the same network platform of the TV that you're watching.
Those things?
I like watching the Manning cast.
Even the Razorback.
I like watching the Manning cast, but
the last Razorback game, you can just have a camera that's right on the net. You know, like who sits there for 2 hours and looks at that?
Exactly, or who's sitting there listening to Jimbo during the national championship game for 5 hours doing an A&M commercial? I mean, who's watching these secondary broadcasts? Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe it's the cool, hip, new thing. The Gen Zs really like the multiple options. Just give me your standard 2 guys, 3 camera views, and call it a day.
Well, what it also is it's an opportunity for that company to know. Like if you've got the Super Bowl on ESPN, which eventually they will. I think it's like 2027 or 2026. They'll have the Super Bowl. That's another reason they're going after, you know, a guy like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They've done this thing before.
Yes.
You know, so you put Monday Night Football on ESPN. On ESPN2, whatever it is you put is being dwarfed by Monday Night Football. So you put another version of Monday Night Football there just to give them another option. You know, like baseball does the same thing. It's just a matter of a different level of the statistics or analysis that's coming at you, and it's not the traditional play-by-play that we're used to. Like on all of those telecasts, you don't have an Al Michaels or Joe Buck delivering the 2-2 pitch, that kind of thing. It's more of a conversation as to what's happening, and you don't necessarily need the play-by-play guy. It's more of a studio thing. It's like the Manning cast that's what makes the Manning cast, I think, what it is. Aside from the celebrity aspect of it, it's just it's just dudes sitting. It's guys being dudes. It's guys being dudes around a football game.
Go ahead, Matty.
That's what it is. He can play it. It's too late, but it is guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes.
Like they're not pulling a beer up, but you know they are flipping the bird to each other. They, you know, Eli did flip the bird to Peyton, so that's just like guys sitting around a couch watching a football game together. It's just another option. I like
that aspect of it. Don't get me wrong. I think the Manning cast is great. I like learning the in-depth stuff. But sometimes, you know, when I don't need that for every sporting event, right? I don't need the in-depth analysts. I don't need guys being dudes, you know, for Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. Heck, I don't need it for Maction on Tuesday. You know, sometimes I just want to sit at a bar, sit at home, and just watch 2 guys do a traditional broadcast and 3 camera angles, and I'm good. And maybe I'm just a simple man.
You're just old-fashioned that way.
Too much. Exactly. That's why I like my bourbon neat and my Budweiser's tall. I'm an old-fashioned man, and I don't need the options. Just give me one solid, good product, and you'll have me sold.
Well, it's good that you've got the regular option that most everybody chooses.
That's true.
Which will be Al Michaels on Amazon Thursday night. You're going to have to keep going on the NFL Network, too, I would think. And I still haven't seen who Apple TV is going to pull in to do that Friday night baseball thing. But you know, chances are, since it's going to be broadcast by, it's being produced by MLB Network, it's probably going to be Bob Costas. That would be my guess.
Early in this conversation, Drew made the comment, everyone has Amazon. And it seems like we're kind of at a point where about everybody has Amazon. Does everybody have Apple TV?
Well, if you wanted to be cool and watch all of the Ted Lasso episodes, then you had to get your Apple TV.
True.
And so many of us get a year free without even realizing it.
All of these people with iPhones, which I don't have an iPhone.
Wait, I
have Amazon.
Well, Maddie, it's really good that you've got friends with passwords.
Well, my girlfriend has an iPhone, so I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I mean, I'm still watching. I'm still watching HBO Max using SmackDown's password.
It's been over a year, hasn't it? God, think of all the money we would have spent on HBO Max if it weren't for SmackDown. God bless you, SmackDown.
Drew, it's time that you give us something. We need something from you. SmackDown hasn't been on the show for like three-quarters of a year, and we're still using his HBO Max password. What do we get from you?
Well, I have all the streaming services. I pay for only one of them. So Apple TV is the only one I actually personally pay. But I've got to log into the Paramounts, your Peacocks. We've got Hulu, Netflix, Prime, HBO, Apple, and then I want to say I even have a Stars and then a Showtime.
Drew, you're even worse than we are.
You don't have enough hands to count these stuff.
How many different people are all these accounts related to? This isn't one person. This isn't like your parents.
No, this is some are through my parents. One from brother, one's from a cousin, one's from Caroline. 2 are from Caroline's roommate. I want to say maybe even one of Caroline's second cousins twice removed.
Man, you're getting all kinds of free
stuff. It's pretty far down the line. These passwords, they get around.
Well, then, all right, how about instead of giving us some passwords, just give me some money? Hey, we also want to give a shout-out to our friends at Crabtree RV Center in Alma. That's the RV Center serving you in the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas for 72 years. 17 acres at the junction of I-40 and I-49 with easy access to the River Valley and in Northwest Arkansas. 26,000 square foot indoor showroom floor, RV park, service and parts department. It's Crabtree RV Center, all in one convenient location, Monday through Thursday, right next to the Cracker Barrel. So go see Bert and all the gang at Crabtree RV Center in Alma. I agree, Big Mike in Waldron, who texts us at 877-377-6963. Good God, who watches that much television? We just like that you listen to the radio, and we'll be right back.
I don't actually watch them all, I just have it.
Guys being dudes.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Sports fans, it's March Madness. Where are you going to bet? I know where I will. BUSR, of course. NCAA basketball, NBA, MLB, you name it, they got it. Besides sports and racing, you can play over 300 casino games at BUSR.com. And remember, no download is needed to play these games. Sign up today and get an exclusive 100% deposit bonus by going to BUSR.com/morningrush. That's BUSR.com/morningrush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR.
Hardworking simplicity and serious durability. That's the winning combination you get when you pair a rugged Workmaster utility tractor with a Dura-Disc heavy-duty disc mower, both from New Holland and Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas. You'll maximize the tonnage of your hayfield by slicing a clean, close swath up to 10 foot 4 inches wide, all while operating in confidence and comfort with a Workmaster tractor with high visibility all-weather cab. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas today to learn about this unstoppable New Holland team.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Ask Shelter Agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco. For hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco.
For hard work and the great outdoors.
It's time to get in the game, Fort Smith. Hi, Coach Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm a maniac for March basketball, but if I'm going to catch all the games, I need your help. So I've cooked up a 3-point plan to help you rebound from your old ride. 1, pick the perfect car for you from our huge inventory of Rath Road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. 2, pass me your old ride. 3, I'll come in with the assist and give you up to $3,300 more than appraised value. So if your old ride makes you feel second string, slam dunk your junk and start driving better today in a nicer, newer car from Rath Auto Resources. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for spring in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free AC check, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. But hurry, this deal's done at the buzzer. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends March 31st, 2022.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
Yeah! For the first time, it's going down history, baby. New 3-6 Mafia, featuring 8-Ball and MJG, Young Buck. It's a Tennessee thing. We gotta stay.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Good rap.
All right, we're coming into the home stretch here on halftime. I haven't checked there are no wires anymore, but I like to say that. I haven't checked the wire. But have there been any more trades? No, the ticker would be for scores. The wire would be for trades.
Okay.
I haven't seen any baseball trades just yet. And you've had some doozies. You knew this would happen once the lockout ended. Just because you had, how long was the lockout? 99 days, I think it was, that you couldn't have. I saw such stupid things like Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, as long as he was employed by the Angels, wasn't even allowed to talk to Shohei Ohtani. So he had to quit the Angels in order to still interpret for Ohtani while he was in the United States.
Well, they hired him back?
And they hired him back, thank goodness.
Well, that's nice of them. At least they hired him back.
I mean, it's just moronic stuff. So I know we've got
that's
Braves
baseball there for you, Phil. It's moronic.
Yeah, it kind of is. Speaking of
It's
baseball,
run by a bunch of morons, so therefore it makes it moronic.
Arkansas Grambling later on today. Hogs have never lost to Grambling, but they do have a couple of they have 3 one-run wins against Grambling, all time with a 6-0 record. So you should always beat the teams that visit you out of the SWAC. But every once in a while, since it's midweek baseball, you never can be 100% confident on things. So hopefully they pick up 2 wins, and hopefully they're fairly easy. Back to the big leagues here. We got Braves fans. Are you crying in your Coca-Cola this morning? Freddie Freeman's not going to be coming back. It's not official. He hasn't signed with anybody yet. But unless he's going to DH and he's too good of a first baseman to just DH, he's not going to be with the Braves. Matt Olson traded from the A's to Atlanta, a 4-for-1 deal that included 4 prospects that go to Oakland. And, hey, I mean, it's like, Olson's an Atlanta native, so. But Freddie Freeman, I mean, he's a great ball player. I'm no Braves fan.
He might as well be a native. He's become a huge fan favorite down there.
Well, he's become the term would be face of the franchise, not just, all-star MVP, leader on a World Series team. He's in that realm of face of the franchise, to where potentially if he would have signed with the Braves and maybe finished out his career with them, he could have been on the same level. And I'm not saying that he was going to be a Hall of Famer at some point.
Don't throw it out there. You going to throw out Chipper?
Well, I mean, if you can, Chipper won a World Series with the Braves and had a Hall of Fame career. Freeman's got the makings of a Hall of Fame career, or close enough to it, and he's got the World Championship. He's got the MVP. So I'm not saying he is Chipper Jones right now, but he was kind of on that trajectory. But he's not anymore. He's not anymore because Chipper never played for another team. And Freeman, I guess the Yankees, it's what's supposed to be the Yankees or the Dodgers. And then I even read about, the Rays may actually try. It's like, what? You'd make more money than the Rays are willing to pay the whole team. So I don't know if I'd see that. Seems like the A's are sort of.
Yeah, I don't really see that one. Him going to Tampa, but I'd say Freddie Freeman finishes. I mean, as far as Braves lore, I know he's got more accolades. But I'd say somewhere around an Andrew Jones type of guy when it comes to level of fan favorites and kind of legacy there. I mean, did win him the title this last year or so.
Just looking through him here, he's got 1,700 base hits over 12 years, career average of 295, and he's averaging, about 20 to 23, 24 home runs. I mean, and at the age of 31, he just had potentially his best season. So whoever signs him is getting somebody that is still in the middle of what appears to be a very, very long prime. And I do think Braves fans are pretty sad about things. The thing is, you got a really good first baseman back in Olson, so it's more of an emotional thing than anything else.
It's not like you're getting chump change in return.
Right. I mean, and that's the reason that I think the Braves went out and made this trade, is because they knew that at this point they can't be left with their cheese hanging in the wind and no great first baseman or middle of the batting order guy, and Olson is exactly that.
And Olson's probably in the long term cheaper. I mean, still a very good option. I wouldn't necessarily say he is Freddie Freeman, but he's not chopped liver. I think he's a very good first baseman, but is going to, over a good while, going to be cheaper, especially on the front end.
And for Cardinals fans, you got to be pretty excited that the Reds are now giving up on the season. They just traded Sonny Gray to the Twins.
Oh, they already did?
They got rid of Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez, traded to the Mariners yesterday for a package of prospects. And I know that their general manager, the Reds general manager, said, well, this is great. This is going to free us up for other free agent signings and things like that. But this is also one of the three teams that apparently voted against the increase in the competitive balance tax. So the Reds are not about to go spend a whole bunch of money. So you're going to have the Cubs are in rebuilding mode, the Pirates are in rebuilding mode, the Reds are in rebuilding mode, and the Central is coming down to Milwaukee and St. Louis. And that's it. It's going to be three awful teams and the Cardinals and the Brewers fighting it out for the National League Central. And by the way, Cardinals fans, because I know we got more of you out there than anybody else as far as baseball fans are concerned, Katie Wu will join us Thursday from The Athletic at Cardinal Spring Training. So we'll get some thoughts on The Athletic's beat writer on what the Cardinals will look like this next season. And I mean,
they should be so much better than they are these last few years. They really should have dominated with the pieces that they have and just the name brand guys that are on the Cardinals that they picked up from other teams or that have actually developed through the Cardinal system. They should be way better of a team than they have been.
Well, I think they'll have an opportunity to at least beat up on the really weaker teams in the National League, which are pretty much stacked up in the bottom of their division. Big Mike asked about the A's going to Vegas so that they can spend some money. Big Mike, there has been a proposal, I think, accepted. I don't know how close they are to building this thing, but there's a legitimate proposal to build an A's stadium right there. I think they call it the Howard Terminal area on the bay in Oakland. Now, I know there's been like 3 or 4 or maybe 5 other plans to build a new stadium for the Athletics, and it's always blown up. This is the newest one, but this would be the last best chance. And Oakland already lost. They already lost the Warriors to San Francisco. They lost the Raiders to Los Angeles. They got nothing else other than the Athletics. So I think
one-team town.
I think the Oakland Athletics will do everything. The city of Oakland will do everything possible. So they ain't going to be spending money anytime soon, except on the stadium. Hey, you know what's really annoying at this time of the year? Because we get a chance to watch March Madness on our various apps. Like, I remember how difficult it could be to try to watch all the games you wanted to watch on the NCAA tournament, but now with the March Madness app, it's really easy. But if you have sucky internet, it doesn't quite work very well. But Wave Rural Connect has the best internet, fastest internet, at an incredibly low price. So if you live in Wave Rural Connect's Clarksville zone, that covers areas south of, areas north and west of Clarksville, Ozone, Oark, Lake Ludwig, Harmony, Mount Vernon, and the areas in between, well, make sure you call 833-4WAVE-RC or sign up waveruralconnect.com, and you can sign up for Wave Rural Connect as long as you're a member of Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities that they serve. Halftime going to wrap it up right after this quick break.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Great news, sports fans. Bentley Sportsbook from Southland Casino is the only online sportsbook live in Arkansas. Visit Bentley.com today to sign up and cash in on your up to $250 risk-free first bet. Bentley Online Sports Betting delivers easy action and real paydays. You can place bets on pro and amateur sports, including college basketball. At Bentley, BETLY.com, you can bet on all the local favorites and get paid in cash for your winners. Bring all the easy action home with Bentley Sportsbook.
Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Play responsibly. For help winning, call 800-522-4700.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Live here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Always online at randallford.com. No, you were telling me about a certain vehicle right now. It's got a good amount off, and it's been flying off the lot.
Absolutely. It's been almost impossible to get new cars on the lot, but we finally did get some new 2022 Ford Escapes, and guess what? It's not going to be marked over. It's actually going to have $1,500 worth of rebates, and plus there is 0% financing available in certain circumstances. You guys going to need to come and check these new cars out. You're going to push 40 miles to a gallon. You're going to get plenty of room like an SUV needs to have, and then you're going to be able to travel all over this country at a limited dollar amount and be able to save on the interest and be able to save money up front with a $1,500 rebate. You do not have to have perfect credit to qualify. 5500 Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas. You guys know where we're at. RandallFord.com.
Come by and see Noah and this team today at Randall Ford.
Everyone loves great Tex-Mex. The best Tex-Mex around is at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Tex-Mex brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, pork belly tacos, and the best fajitas in town. And when the Hogs are on TV, it's always half-price apps and taps. Your favorite drinks and the best Tex-Mex in town is at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out on the web at artriallawyers.com.
Law's Drug is open and ready to safely care for your family. Law's Drug is open 6 days a week and has an easy-to-use drive-thru to pick up your prescriptions or any of their over-the-counter medications or supplements. Or let Law's Drug deliver your medications for free to your home or business. Law's Drug, since 1950 at 6802 Rogers Avenue, behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
I want to thank Riley Farm Dental for your sponsorship here on ESPN Arkansas. Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan, some of the best dentists you will ever meet, giving patients better lives and comfortable experiences. I am well-versed in dentists, though, as a father who's a pediatric dentist. Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan provide all dental procedures, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Been voted top 3 best of the best every year, 4 years running. Go to RileyFarmDental.com. You can call them for an appointment at 226-3500 or visit them at the entrance of Riley Farms at Highway 7. Because collegiate baseball newspaper, our favorite publication of record that still uses the term newspaper
that isn't a newspaper,
right, has given him the Player of the Week award for the Nation. They don't do a co thing. I've seen this so often. I don't remember if last year if Kevin Kopps had a Player of the Week award and then a co-Pitcher of the Week award in the SEC, but I distinctly remember Chelsea Dungy. I think it was after the win over UConn last February was the ESPN Women's Basketball Player of the Week, but was only good enough to be the SEC Co-Player of the Week.
Well,
So
now that
it's-
don't make any sense.
Does it? No,
But
it
then
really
again,
doesn't.
Co-Player of the Weeks, co-MVPs, and all that other stuff don't make a heck of a lot of sense either.
No, they don't. But I guess when you got with an MVP, it's like, and I remember only how many MVPs have been tied. I know of one. I know of the 1979 National League Most Valuable Player, Keith Hernandez and Willie Stargell. I think Stargell, because he was co-MVP that year, he was the only player ever to be Most Valuable Player for the regular season, then for the League Championship Series, and then also for the World Series. I can't think of any other examples of it. But I don't know.
Right.
I don't know any other examples of co-MVPs for a full season. But we've already. I mean, look, Mason Jones was a co-Player of the Year in the SEC 2 years ago. So this is it's a rash of co-awards, and
It's dumb. Just pick
it
one
upsets
and
it
be
upsets a
done
lot
with
of fans. It really does. Well, they ought to
Well,
get
see, the thing is when you give out co-awards, and I don't think that it, you think if they're giving it to two guys, they're trying to make more people happy, right? You're trying to make two different fan bases, especially when you're talking about the SEC week awards and All-Americans and stuff like that for the SEC. They're trying to make as many people happy as possible, but I think when they do all the co's, it makes more people upset because it's like, just pick one. Yeah, there's going to be people that are mad on that other camp that didn't get it, but so what? You're just you're alienating everyone instead of just somebody, because everybody's going to be mad at you.
It's like you're not ever supposed to split the baby. People who say, "Let's split the." Why are we splitting babies? It's like I asked Bubba the same thing about skinning cats. He said there's there's more than one way to skin it. He's like, why are we even?
That's what I've heard. I've never tried it, though.
Can we change our language a little bit? It doesn't need to be so violent. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Why are we even killing one bird with any? Why are we throwing rocks at birds?
Yeah, there's more than one way to run over a little puppy.
Oh my!
Did I just make it worse?
Man.
Yeah, like that's
worse.
going to the nth degree there. But I can see that's the same idea.
I was about to put an Arkansas connection on the Phil saying, why are you even throwing rocks at birds? Well, Little Rock native and Baltimore Orioles legend Brooks Robinson says he built up his arm strength by throwing rocks at blackbirds. And that's how he got his accuracy down. And that's kind of the legend or lore around his cannon from third. So there is reason to, throw rocks at birds. Maybe you grow up and you become a 16-time Gold Glove winner, a 2-time World Series champion, and a Hall of Famer. So kids out there, throw rocks at birds.
I don't want to bag on Brooks Robinson at all. He's from all accounts, and I've met him a couple of times. He's like the nicest person you could ever run into, and so I'm not going to bag on him one bit.
Never kill a mockingbird, because all they do is sing their hearts out for you.
They wrote a whole book about it.
Yeah, and they made a great movie too.
Well, Drew, did you put in an order for any buffalo wings just yet?
Yes, I did. I just put in an order for 10 of the original mediums, the original buffalo sauce, the original buffalo wings right here at Anchor Bar, 1047 Main Street. If you're coming up for the NCAA tournament here in Buffalo, come see me. I'll be out here from noon to 2 Eastern time for halftime, and I'll probably be out here a lot of the other times because it's a really cool vibe. Nice big bar over here, big dining room area right behind me, cool license plate, nice Harley Davidson hanging on a shelf over here. Great vibe, great spot.
Well, the work really starts tomorrow, though, Drew, so enjoy yourself today. Yeah. You got teams doing their walkthroughs and shoot-arounds tomorrow, so you're going to have to set up shop at the arena and never leave. You got to watch all four teams, so we're going to ask lots of very interesting questions.
Conferences are going to be why I'm supposed to be here, so it's going to be some shuttling back and forth between KeyBank and, I'll do as best I can, but I'm gonna cover it all, gonna give all the insight, the breaking of all the news, as they say.
Well, there's not a better guy that could have done it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, there's one other person that might have traveled, but I think we picked the right person. It's the right person to head to a city he's never been before. And hopefully when Arkansas makes it to the Sweet 16, you guys get to fight it out as to who goes out to San Francisco.
If my alma mater is in San Francisco at the same time, we definitely will be Duke.
No, you cannot cover your own alma mater playing against Arkansas and actually call it down the middle. There's no way it would work. Way too much of a conflict of interest. But keep in mind, the Hogs still haven't lost a game that you've been to yet. So
exactly. So you would want me there then.
You're a professional, allegedly.
All right, we've made it to the end of the show. Lots of fun. Enjoy yourself there in Buffalo. For Maddie, for Drew, I'm Phil. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. 6 o'clock airtime for baseball. Get up, get out, get better.